An error occurred. Let's try again. Welcome to South Charlotte Sports Report Live on a Wednesday night. I have two great guests lined up, both from Union County for tonight, and very excited to bring in my very good friend, Tim Winters from Union County Football. How are you doing?
Trip, I'm doing great tonight. Thanks for having me on.
Man, it's odd. You're normally the busiest person in Union County, and that's just not the case right now, is it?
No, not really. We'd be primed deep into the season at this point, so it's a little unusual, especially when you start feeling that cool air setting in. You know, it's football season, and when you don't have that many places to go, it's a little tough.
You do have one place to go tomorrow night. Tell us about that.
That's true. Metrolina Christian Academy. Starting off tomorrow night, they were scheduled for a 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday night. That got moved up to tomorrow night because of the rain coming into the area. They will kick off 7 o'clock tomorrow night against High Point Christian. And High Point Christian is a school they have now beaten 2 or 3 times in a row, the last 2 years actually, gaining the right to go to the state championship games. So this is a big rivalry game to kick off the season. And I know Coach Langley and his Metrolina Warriors are all set and ready to go tomorrow night.
Well, no one knows better than you probably. What kind of team is Metrolina Christian going to have this year?
Well, I was just out there the other day, and, the one thing about Coach Langley, he always puts out a great product. He has never had a losing season at Metrolina, and I'm sure they're going to continue that trend this year. The big thing for them is that they lose a ton of skill players on the offensive side of the ball, and some key defensive players as well, some two-way players that he's really going to have to, plug some holes there. But they have a senior quarterback, Ryan McAvoy. He's been a backup the last 3 years. He will be the starting quarterback in the senior season. Smart kid, really good arm, good field of vision. So I expect that he should be able to do a good job. It'll be interesting tomorrow night to see if he gets over those nerves early on. But they have a good quarterback. Luke Gaskins is the running back. He was in the backfield last year with Jadis Davis, who's gone on to graduate now. And that's one of the key guys they're going to really have to replace. Jadis was such a great athlete, playing both ways on side of the ball, punt return, kick return, really great defensive back. The nice thing for Metrolina on both sides of the ball, their offensive and defensive line are pretty solid and intact. And the kid anchoring that offensive line is Andrew Threet, that is a commit to the Naval Academy. So you have a strong kid academically and athletically on the field when you have a kid going to the Naval Academy after his senior year. So they are solid on the lines. It'll just be interesting to see how everything comes together. And one other kid I do want to mention, Bryce McPherson, the number 1 kicker in the country, as by Chris Saylor and Cole's Kicking. So this kid, who is a junior, has already committed to Wake Forest, a smart move, great school. And, Langley's got such a great weapon in a kicker of the likes of Bryce McPherson for sure.
Have you taken a look at that Metrolina Christian schedule? And the reason I ask you that, the primary private schools with football teams inside Charlotte, your Charlotte Christian, Providence Day, Country Day, Latin, those schools are only playing each other. So that takes away some games from Metrolina Christian. Have you looked to see who all they're playing this year? Is there anybody local they're playing?
Yeah, he did mention, they had obviously Charlotte Latin on the schedule, and now I'm going to be putting out the preview tomorrow morning, so I should have really looked at people coming on here. But they do. I'm trying to think locally who they have. Not of any of the privates that I can think of, the ones that we know here anyway. They'll have South Lake Christian Academy. Hickory Grove, I believe, should be on their schedule.
South Lake is not doing football this year.
Oh, they're not.
They're not going to take the risk.
That's why they picked up a key 1 or 2 transfers over from South Lake to play with Metrolina this year. So that.
Well, they got the right ones. That's going to be big.
Right. Yes.
Or a couple of really good football players. Let me ask you this. It just comes across my mind. You and I been among the biggest proponents of getting back on the field. No doubt. It can't be argued, anything. I keep having a thought in my head with this football, and is there anything in place if a kid is positive, doesn't tell anyone, and plays? Have you seen anything mentioned about that, a penalty or a punishment or anything like that? I know in a lot of the Christian schools it would be in violation of the honor code,
Right.
but that thought keeps coming into my mind with no testing program, and have you seen anything written?
No, I haven't. I'd imagine though. Again, I don't know. I know that the whole temperature deal, which is being taken. I know Metrolina does it for every practice, taking the temperature.
So they'll have to go through that before they play that night.
Right, and I believe from what I've heard, and I have some, some medical people in my family that say, you take 1 or 2 Tylenols.
Bring it down.
Yeah, bring that down. So yeah, that's an interesting point. I have no idea.
I just want, again, and I hate to have these thoughts, but I still wonder. Okay, we saw it last weekend. UNC Charlotte, Chapel Hill versus Chapel Hill, canceled.
Right. Yeah.
You could have a situation. At least let's talk public schools. It was 7 games. That happens, and it spreads throughout the team or something like that. Man, you might end up with 3 or 4 games because of that. There's so many unknowns, and again, no one other than me and you have been the biggest proponents of getting back on the field, and we still are. There hadn't been a lot of questions answered that I've come up with.
Yeah, I mean that's a great likelihood. Unfortunately, hopefully that does not happen. I would hope that obviously when there is a test positive, I'm sure that the families and the players of the family will be responsible enough to do what they have to do to make sure they get over that stretch of 10 to 14 days to return. And yeah, I mean, that's an interesting point, Trip. I have no idea.
It's going to be a ride. It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. They certainly have time before they do anything, because you'll have volleyball and cross country starting off in the fall. So that, in November. So you're going to see things.
It's going to be a ride. Let's talk about something a lot more fun. You and I, friends for a long time through football, have put our heads together and come up with a very exciting event. It's going to be Friday night, October 30th, under the lights at the Matthews Sportsplex, the first annual middle school football camp and skills combine open to all middle school students. No, it's not a Union County thing. It's not a Mecklenburg County. It's open to any middle school football player. And we've already got some people from out of the area coming in. Talk a little bit about how that event's going to run.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Obviously, what we see at the varsity level and in the high school, it's got to start somewhere, and starts the Pee Wee. But really, the core foundation, I think, where the love of the sport develops is really at middle school, where these kids really have a sense of what they're doing and understanding and playing within a team and learning the fundamentals and the positions. So yeah, I'm extremely excited to see these kids, the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I started coverage of middle school football a few years back, and with my limited schedule, sometimes on the weekend, I could only cover a few games on Saturday. But to see the quality of play at the middle school level, and seeing that translate in just a few years over to high school, it's no wonder that this area produces so many great quality student athletes on the football field, because it all starts at the middle school level with the commitment from these kids and these volunteer coaches that put in all their time and effort in really teaching the kids the game and the importance of team and working together. It's truly inspiring, and it's awesome to see everything play out on those Saturday afternoons and then translating to those Friday nights. And I'm glad that we're a part of something that, the middle school football. I know there are a few organizations doing a few things on the side with tag, two-hand touch, and things of that nature. But when you see, I've been to about 6 to 7 combines since June, and they've all been geared for the most part to the high school player. And to have one exclusively just for middle school football, for all middle school football players in the area, it's extremely exciting to have them come out and see them on October 30th at the Sportsplex in Matthews.
So we're going to put them through 40 times. We're going to put them through the 5-10-5 shuttle. We're going to let them work with a position coach, and we have some incredible coaches that'll be announced that have come to us wanting to be a part of this, not us going to them. And we're going to everyone will get a camp T-shirt. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to show what you got, and we're going to have camp awards and strong social media presence. And it's we're excited. It's a natural for you and I to work on this together, and we're all about highlighting kids, and this is going to give kids a chance to show what they got and see what's next up on the radar.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I'm really excited to see these kids and the look in their eye, playing under the lights on a Friday night, just getting that early glimpse on it should be a good crisp in the air, hopefully on October 30th. These kids out there at night competing and providing some great instruction, as you said, by quality coaches under the lights. That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's going to be so much fun. And it's at the Matthews Sportsplex. You can register by going to southcharlottesportscamps.com. And that's all over my Twitter. It's all over your Twitter. We've got a lot of friends that are sharing that for us. And a lot of the football coaches in the area are getting information from us now to jump on board. But it's, we used to think it was odd when a high school kid had a specialized quarterback trainer. Some of these quarterback trainers in the area, Anthony Boone, DJ McFadden, some of these guys, they are training elementary kids now at quarterback and at other positions. And we're going to see some things out of middle school quarterbacks that we didn't see 5 or 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I mean these kids, like you said, the quality coaching that is available to kids now. That when I started covering football in the area 10 years ago, that didn't really exist. There was, you had some specialties, but you did not have the Anthony Boones of the world being out there to provide opportunities for elementary, middle school, and high school players to work outside of the school and outside of just one-on-one in your backyard or with your friends, where you can actually go and get quality instruction and learning more than just the position, but learning more, learning about life and what progresses beyond high school. So yeah, the work that Anthony Boone's doing, that Steph Monroe at Row Pro Athletics, the amount of middle school athletes and elementary school kids that come through his doors for speed and agility, and he works with defensive back, tremendous. The kids have everything at their fingertips now. It's just a matter of taking the opportunity and taking a grab at it, for sure.
Real quickly, as I'm waiting on Ronnie Plyler from Metrolina Christian Athletic Director to join me, we know Union County is going to have middle school football. We know that. We've had a soft discussion from CMS, I guess, where they're going to do it. But Union County's typical league will look different because Holy Trinity is participating right now, I believe. They're going to participate with the private school middle schools and not come to the Union County League this year is the way that I understand that.
Okay.
You heard it that way?
I did not hear that. But if that would impact because they always produce some quality teams and some great competition between some of the quality middle school programs.
I don't think I dreamed that. I feel like I saw that somewhere or someone told me that. But I need to. I honestly don't know when the private schools middle school football is starting, so I do need to follow up on that and check on that. But wow, it's just been it's been a wild ride to get kids back on the field and in any sport. So it's No, I'm happy there's some type of plan for the public schools. Private schools are essentially wide open right now, but we just got to hope that there's not another strong second wave and numbers and all that kind of things we're tired of hearing about disrupts anyone's season.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't even say anything about the numbers anymore. You think the state or certain areas are doing really great, and yet some state officials are holding things back. And hopefully we have gone through the crest, and just really everything is going to slow down at this point. I know schools now have been in session for 3 to 4 weeks now, and nothing really widespread. So that's a good sign. Even though in Union County they're only going 1 day a week, I think it goes to 2 days at the end of the month. So let's see what happens as we go through there. But Metrolina, they've been practicing since June, the first week of June, and they're going now into their first game, and they have not had any major issues or outbreaks. So
It's awesome.
Great sign. And I can tell you, I saw everything that Coach Langley and his staff is doing just to get these kids out there for a practice. It is unbelievable the amount of extra time they're putting in, but all those safeguards are proving out because they haven't had any major issues.
Well, I just realized that Ronnie Plyler and I were scheduled for Thursday night, not Wednesday night, and I have been so busy with everything else. And
well, now it may even be an issue for tomorrow since they're playing.
That's right. He may not be able to join me. I apologize to Ronnie for advertising he was going to be with us tonight. I have been so doggone busy. As you've seen, a lot of people seeing, I'm in the middle of my lawn aeration season business right now, and it's been sun up to sundown, and I messed up on that. But it's been great to have you on board. And again, looking forward to October 30th. Middle school football camp and skills combine. Register at southcharlottesportscamps.com. And you and I will be looking forward to seeing all those kids.
Yeah, I've circled the date, ready to go.
Well, thanks for joining us. I look forward to your report from High Point Christian. That is the location that my son lost in the state championship as a freshman as college baseball in high school baseball. So not a lot of I'm definitely pulling for Metrolina Christian tomorrow night. So get the revenge, right? Any way I can. But thanks for joining us, Tim, and thanks everyone for listening. And we'll be back tomorrow night with Ronnie Plyler if all works out with their football game and everything else. If not, have a great evening. Take care.